JD talking sports. Hey, check out the arm. Now, I am banned for 3 days from Facebook and Instagram. So I'm trying this today. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. And I posted a video from the fantastic, 94,000 at Wembley yesterday for Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, against Dillian White, where he knocked him down and then pushed him down. So I posted the video and they said I had copyright infringement. I was watching the fight, man. I put up I showed the knockout, good knockout. But, the law's the law, but Twitter didn't knock me off, TikTok didn't knock me off, and YouTube didn't knock me off. So I'm everything's different. Who knows? And that's the way the cookie crumbles in that respect. Now, Tyson Fury saying he's one of the greatest heavyweights ever. First of all, he's built like a Pillsbury Doughboy, and I know he's lost weight, but I was watching my daddy because he's really fat. Like, not fat isn't, but out of shape. I mean, he has love handles, and he kind of jiggles along. They just basically stood in front of each other. It was a boring fight. I was talking to my dad. I actually missed the knockdown because I was zoning out. Yeah, you know what? I know he beat Deontay, not Deontay. The guy from Bama. And Anthony, did Fury fight Anthony Joshua? Did Fury Joshua ever happen? I don't think did they ever fight? No. The pair fought in February 2020 with Fury winning the rematch. No, against Joshua? After a controversial, Who won the fight? Yeah, I don't think they've ever fought. Yeah, I don't think Anthony Joshua is a proposed. Yeah, never happened. Never happened. And that's the thing. He didn't really fight all these great fighters. He fought the trilogy against... Yeah, who did he fight 3 fights against? Yeah, he never beat Joshua. Yeah. They never fought each other. Joshua... Fury, 3 fights. Now, the White fight wasn't a good fight. Yeah, I'm 3 fights against... Yeah, Deontay Wilder. That's who I'm blanking on names. So Wilder at least got 3 fights, but he's never fought Joshua. And Joshua, to me, come on. He fought that Mexican guy and who was clearly out of shape, beat the crap out of him, and I think he won the rematch. But Joshua, to me, is a guy who looks like an Adonis and fights more like a chump. And there's not really great... The Klitschko brothers aren't even fighting. And I always thought Klitschko was an overrated fighter anyway. I thought he just stood there, never really fought some great fighters. Sure, he held the title for a long time. But I don't think we've had a really great heavyweight champ in a very, very long time. And that's always the glamour, the glamour belt. The heavyweight champ of the world. That's a glamour. That's the title. And it wasn't a great fight. He says he's one of the greatest. Yeah. No, I think he's okay. He stands there. I love to see Tyson and his peak fight against him. I'd love to see Lennox Lewis at his peak fight him. I'd love to see Ali, all the other... I mean, it's different time periods, but no. I've never been impressed with Tyson Fury. And I never thought his cardio I never thought he was in really good shape to fight. That's just my opinion. There's a lot of fans there, and good for them. And I watched Cyborg beat Arlene Blenko. Now, those women just stood toe-to-toe. And actually, Blenko at the end was just saying, stand there, where, Cyborg was like, I got to stay away. Blenko's face was beat up. She was taking kicks. She was taking punches. She actually got hit when she was down, and they actually stopped the fight for a bit. But Blenko was a former championship boxer out of Australia. She lost the first fight. The first fight she lost. This fight she went 25 minutes of fights in Bellator 279 in Hawaii. I mean, Cyborg's face was beat up. So was and Blenko, man. I mean, she was just bleeding everywhere. And to go 5 rounds, I'm impressed. But Nunez beat the shit out of Cyborg. Bellator's a step down. But give props. They said fight of the year. Yeah, it was a good fight. Was it the fight of the year? I thought Blenko got some shots in, but she took a lot more punishment than she gave. So I mean, it was entertaining, but it was late at night, and I did fall asleep watching the fight. And to me, a fight that if it's that good a fight is not going to put me to sleep. This fight, I thought it was a lot of standing around. Yeah, I thought it was a good fight. I didn't think it was a great fight. I mean, Cyborg's 36 years old. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It wasn't great. I saw the Bucks blew out the Bulls 119-95, up 3-1. They could have swept them last game where finally they had a good game, the Bulls. But you had Giannis, who had 32.7 rebounds, 7 assists, his fifth 30-15-5 playoff game since entering the league in 2014. Only LeBron has more, with 6. LeBron also said, can't miss another playoffs, won't miss another playoffs. Probably going to miss another playoffs. I mean, you can't say that going into your 20th year that you're going to have players around you next year. You need a new coach. Is AD going to stay healthy? You still don't have the nucleus around you. And the same thing could happen next season. Other teams are getting better. You're not getting better. You're getting older. I know you had a good season, but it didn't matter. You didn't make the playoffs. So a lot of talk. And LeBron, you're home for the playoffs, so you're writing stuff that nobody really cares about. But good for you. You have a lot of followers, and you got to write stuff that I'm not going to let it happen again. You also think Bronny's ready for the NBA in like 2 years, which he isn't. And you know what? It's good to, everybody has a dream. I can remember when I had my first beer, and you get the muscles, the beer muscles and all that stuff. And best of luck to you going forward. But the Bucks beat the Bulls. Grayson Allen had a career playoff high 27 off the bench, 10 of 12 from the field, 6 of 7 from 3. Dookie, I can't stand him, but good game for him. The Bucks bench outscored the Bulls 39-9. Kobe White, who had a pretty good season at a UNC, did nothing. I mean, no point, 5 minutes. I mean, and your big three for the Bulls, DeRozan, Vukovic, and Levine, went a combined 21 of 52. DeRozan 8 for 20, 0 for 5. He had 20 points. Vukovic had 11 points, 10 rebounds, 5 for 14, 1 for 6. Levine 8 for 18, 2 for 6 from 3, 24, 13 assists. But now they're comparing, they said the next round where the physicality of Giannis, that he's not as good a passer or shooter as KD. They're already given the series to the Celtics. Celtics are up 3-0. I'm going to get to that in a second. But, yeah, the Nets. So they're saying Giannis is going to have a tough time in the next round because he's going to have to be physical and he's going to have to go against Marcus Smart. Jason Tatum, who has shut down. He has shut down. Listen to these stats for KD against Tatum in this series. 10 points, 10 turnovers. He's only made 2 baskets versus Tatum in 3 games. And yet, last night, Irving had 2 points in the fourth quarter. KD had 4. They lost 109-103. KD and Kyrie combined for 32 points. KD had 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 turnovers. Kyrie was 6 for 11, 2 for 3, 2 for 2 from the line. They both, and KD didn't go to the line until with like 5 minutes left in the game. I'm sorry, KD was 6 for 11, 2 for 3 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line, where Kyrie was 6 for 17, over 7 from 3, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists. Bruce Brown, I was talking to my buddy Javi, who wants Steve Nash fired, and I asked my buddy Ben. Ben's my basketball guy. Should Steve Nash be fired? And he said, well, you have all the controversy this year. Kyrie missed a ton of games. KD was hurt. They got rid of Harden. You can't really, it was a shit show of a season, which I agree. But I don't think Steve Nash is a good coach. I think he was bored of the situation. I think they thought they were going to have Steve Kerr part 2. They're not. And he has a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. They're down 3 games. Did anybody expect them to be down 3-0 when the season started? This is the thing. Bulls, at one point, were the number 1 seed in the East, and they proceeded to keep losing and drop further and further down in the seedings. And you look at the teams, you can't just turn it on and off. You got to have that consistency. You can't just, it's like working out. You can't just start working out now to get ready for the summer. You got to do it all year round. That's when injuries happen. And the Nets lost 11 straight when KD was out. I thought it was even more. The Nets' longest losing streak this year. I thought it was 14 games, longest. So the longest losing streak was 11 games from January 23rd through February 12th. I was wrong. So they lost 11 straight this season. And I mean, at one point, 14 or 15? I mean, they just kept losing. And, they came together. And now Nash says he has no idea if Ben Simmons is playing. And I said, what do you think, Javi? If she play? He goes, I think it's ridiculous. What is he going to do in one game? I think they just shut him down. Don't bring him back. The season's over. And, I mean, even at the end, you saw Patty Mills hitting a couple threes. You had Blake Griffin, who had 2 big threes to keep him in the game. But before you knew it, they were down 15, and they got it down to, they brought it back a little bit. But they were getting blown out. I mean, blown out. It was not a pretty game, man. I mean, 3-0. I mean, and Katie says, I don't think fatigue set in. I feel good playing. I'm not winded. My body doesn't hurt. I wouldn't blame it on that. Yeah, they're not having a good game. I mean, it was ugly. It was ugly. I mean, you beat down 3-0, and you had Mary J there, and you had Aaron Judge with his wife, which the Yankees are going for the sweep today, thank God. But did you see what happened in the Yankee game after the game? Well, I think the last hit when they tied it in the last at bat, was it Khalifa? What's his name? The guy they brought in from Texas. He got it, and they threw some shit, and one of the Guardians got into an altercation and was climbing a chain link fence to argue with the fan. And then after they won the game on a walk-off from Gleyber Torres, who came in hitting 175, and got that, they were throwing shit in the field, and the Yankees were celebrating. They ran out of the outfield like, what are you guys doing? And those fans should be banned forever. I mean, it's a classless act. I agree that is there's no place for that in baseball or anywhere. The fans, whatever. You won the game and you're throwing shit at the players like you're a bunch of like you're a bunch of hooligans. Yeah, that's uncalled for. They're going for the sweep today. Finally, you have a good game pitching today from man, I am blanking on names today. You're getting a finally good game pitching today from Garrett Cole, 6 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, a base on ball, 9 Ks, ERA down to 4, and 2 straight days that Nestor Cortez yesterday, and now Cole, first guys to pitch into the 7th for the Yankees, and they're getting some runs. But I agree with Rob, Sherry's boyfriend. He doesn't like this team. He doesn't think they're going to be good this year. I think right now it's a little bit of a facade. They're not really hitting. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in this team, and I guess time will tell if this works out in the end. But right now, I'm not sure. And the Sixers lost yesterday, so now Joel Embiid has a torn ligament in his right thumb that's going to require surgery, but he said he's going to play through it put it off till the offseason, Doc Rivers said. That could be a shit show. They won yesterday, the Raptors. Fred VanVleet went out with a hip injury, and I'll tell you, I thought with Embiid they could go far. The good thing is that they're going to miss out on. They'll probably get the Heat next round because Heat lost to the Hawks on Friday night. But I could see them still winning this season. I mean, Trae Young's going to have to play his lights out the whole series to win it, and it's going to be interesting in the East. The West, the Suns got another win, but they're without Devin Booker. I mean, we'll see how that works out going forward. And the Mavs are tied 2-2 when you had Doncic come back yesterday. But, I mean, it's going to be a crazy series. It's going to be crazy going forward. We'll see what happens. And yesterday, Michigan sent me this. Michigan baseball clinched a series win over the Dump yesterday. And Joe Stewart, who was a graduate transfer from Michigan State last year, he was the, what did he get? He got an award last year. He was a 4-year career with the Spartans. And he had 11 RBIs yesterday, 2 grand slams, a 2-run home run, 4 hits in the 16-13 win. They gave up 9 runs the last 2 innings to the Dump, and they held on. So Michigan is now 22-15 in the Big Ten, 8-3 in conference overall. 4-year career. He was named the most improved player for the Spartans last year. Going into yesterday's game, he was hitting .323, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs. Now he has 8 home runs, 35 RBIs. So think about that. He had 24 going into the game. I think he played 37 games this season, and he had 11 in one game, which is unbelievable. Crazy. So how about that? That John Stewart, not the Joe Stewart, 11 RBIs yesterday in a baseball game. That's pretty awesome. 2 grand slams and a 2-run homer. And Trevor Zegras broke a tie with Bobby Ryan. He got a goal last night. They lost 4-2 to the Kings, but he has 58 points, most by a Ducks rookie in franchise history. At a power play goal. What does Zegras have now? He has 23 goals. You know what? I got so excited that he got the award that I was like, I wanted to see his stats. He's 21. He turned 21 back on March 20th. And he has on the season 22 goals, 36 assists, 72 games played. Is that a damn good season? And Michael Conforto turned down a qualifying offer this year of $18.4 million, hurt his shoulder working out in the offseason, and now he is out the whole entire season. Scott Boras did not get him a contract. He's making no money this year, and he's going to sign for peanuts next season. Sometimes you don't take that qualifying offer. It comes back and it bites you in the ass. And it bit Mr. Conforto right then and there. So I went to Bumbles about that. You see, yeah, I got I got bit up. I got bit up pretty well. It's still, we're trying to let it scab over, but it's kind of nasty looking, right? Yeah, it's a little beat up. It's a little beat up. And Christmas Day, for all the people who care, there will be 3 games on Christmas Day, 2 afternoon games, which will be broadcast on CBS and Fox, and a primetime game on NBC. So if you're excited about that, more power to you. Congrats. Miggy got his 3,000th hit yesterday against the Rockies, only the 7th player with 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. Congrats on that front. The Grizz lost to the Wolves last night by a point, so they're tied 2-2. And Bain had 32. Morant had 4 at the half. I think he finished with like 14 points. Not good. Yeah, I talked about the Sixers. Lost the Raptors 110-102. And beat at 21 points, 8 rebounds. Harden had 22, 5 points, 9 assists. 5 rebounds, 9 assists. Maxey only 11 points, 4 for 12, 1 for 3 from 3. Not going to help. Van Vliet only played 15 minutes at 5 points. Siakam, playoff career high, 34. Gary Trent Jr. had 24. It heads back to Philly for Game 5 on Monday. We'll see how that works out. The Suns beat the Pelicans in Game 3, 114-111. DeAndre Ayton, 28 points, 17 rebounds, 3 steals. The first 25-15 rebound playoff game by his son since Amari Stoudemire in 2007. And I talked about the Friday night I watched that ice tray. Damn, he had a short jumper with 5.5 seconds left. Then a terrible last shot. They really didn't. I mean, it was good defense, but they should have looked for another option. He didn't have a good shot, and Jimmy Butler did not make it. The announcers liked it. I didn't. They blew a 16-point lead. You know, two games won is different than 3-0. Trae Young at 24. They were down 84-68 in the third. Unbelievable. I mean, and he takes shots, Trae Young. You're like, don't take it. Then he takes it anyway. You're like, duh. So Grayson Allen's coming off a 27 and 22-point playoff games. Giannis, yeah, they got blown out in Game 3, 118-111. So he 41, they lose the game. But DeMar DeRozan had 11 points. Vukovic had 19. Levine had 15. Oh yeah, the Bucks won, 118-111 after 41-point game. So they lost. They split the games in Milwaukee, and now they got blown out 2 games in a row in Chicago. And it was the biggest, and that was Friday night, biggest playoff loss ever in franchise history. They lost 111-81. Think about that. That was ugly. Ugly. And the Kings will interview Tony and Mark Jackson I saw for the head coaching. Jackson, I guess, I don't know why he would, but he does. He wants, good for him. And Draymond Green became the 5th player in postseason history with 200 steals and 10 triple-doubles, and they're going for their 7th sweep ever in franchise history today. And there was he got punched in the face, Jokic, by Draymond Green. Green got a technical within 30 seconds of the game. But Draymond Green in Game 3 became the 5th player in postseason history with 200 steals and 10 triple-doubles, joining LeBron, Magic, Jason Kidd, and Larry Bird. Yeah, LeBron said, cannot miss the postseason, will not miss the postseason. Good for him. And this was interesting. I saw that Magic revealed that Michael Jordan told him to retire after the Laker guard returned to the NBA following his HIV diagnosis, but for not why you would think why. So it was after a game between Jordan's Bulls in the 95-96 season. He suggested that, Jordan Johnson should retire since he didn't have the same supporting cast around him. So Michael, after the game, Magic said, pulled him aside and said, I don't think I'd ever told anybody this. He met me, Johnson said, he met me in between the locker rooms and said, Irvin, you have to remember now, you're not with Kareem, you're not with James Worthy. All the guys you used to play with Showtime are not on that Laker team anymore. So remember, maybe you should think about retiring. He played for the Lakers from 79 to 80 season through the 90-91 season before he was diagnosed with HIV. Decided to walk away from the league prior to 91-92 season. Sat out 4 straight years before returning in the second half of 95-96. He appeared in 32 games, making 9 starts. But he stepped away from the NBA for good after that season. And during that 95-96 season, Johnson averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, shooting 46% from the field, 38 from 3. He won 5 titles, 3 league MVP awards in his storied career. Yeah, crazy, right? So it wasn't about it was just like, you don't have the same supporting cast. And, I think it's time to step away. And they were just about to do their second three-peat. Crazy, right? That was the advice. He goes, yeah, I don't think you're going to enjoy yourself playing with inferior talent. And Shaquille said he'll become the Lakers coach for 4 years, $100 million. If you want me, this is the fee. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so at all. And Chet Holmgren, I read about, so he'll be the second Gonzaga player ever to go that high. Adam Morrison went third. Remember the Lakers? Total bust. No, he went to the Charlotte Hornets, but they weren't the Hornets. Yeah, I think it went to the Hornets, but did they change their, back then there was a different name, right? They were Adam Morrison, and he did not have a good career. And I thought he was going to be a great player, but he didn't. Adam Morrison. I don't think back then it was not the Charlotte Hornets. When the Naismith, the Charlotte Bobcats, that was them, right? It wasn't the Hornets, it was the Bobcats. He played for the Bobcats from 2006 to 2009 and the Lakers from 2009 2010. Won a ring with them. He did not have a good career. He won 2 championships with the Lakers. He was second team all-rookie. Played overseas. Career NBA statistics, 7.5 points per game, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Not good. And he was a hell of a college player. So he's the second guy who could go high. So it's a $9.1 million salary for the first pick, $8.1 million for the second pick, and $7.3 for the third. First rounders can sign for as much as 120% of the scale or as little as 80%. And Holmgren has NIL deals with Bose, Yahoo, and Topps, the latter being the company's largest NIL partnership yet. Yeah, so they said the Rockets, Magic, and Pistons all have a 14% chance of landing the number 1 pick and a 52.1% of a top 4 pick. The draft lottery is scheduled for May 17th. And I saw that Scotty Barnes got Rookie of the Year and he's been out, ankle injury, but he's played well. And you know what they said about the Hornets? Whoever takes over is going to have deal with LaMelo, little roster flexibility thanks to Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier's large contract, and Jordan's unwillingness to pay a luxury tax, leaving the team without the competitive salaries to fill in the Hornets' hole at center. Buyer beware. I was like, wow, man, that's some serious shit. That's some serious shit. So I was like, wow, you're going to go there and who's going to become the new head coach? Whoops. Just dropped my phone. Yeah, and I don't know. You know what? I love LaMelo Ball, and I feel like, these teams get coaches, and then they realize that they have stars. Hey, Riley took over. Phil Jackson took over for the Bulls. Sometimes you have Mark Jackson they got rid of. Sometimes you have a guy come in and he molds these guys, but they don't think he's the one who's going to take them to the promised land. Hey, listen, they got rid of Tom Landry and brought in Jimmy Johnson, had to redo the whole Cowboys, got that great draft picks because of Herschel Walker. Sometimes things fall into place. And Cowboys had the big 3, Smith, Michael Irvin, and, oh my God, Troy Aikman. You need that nucleus. Jordan didn't win anything before he got Pippen. Just saying. And Bill Russell had a Boston Celtics jersey sold for $1.022 million, including buyer's premium, Hunt Auctions Friday. It was autographed with letters of authenticity from Hunt Auctions and James Spence authentication, as well as a signed letter of provenance from Russell. They said Friday's online-only auction was the second of 2 Russell auctions with Hunt, wherein Russell-related items grossed nearly $8.86 million combined. They had a December event which took place inside Boston's TD Garden, brought in $7.4 million. A lot of shekels, man. They had a 1960s warm-up jacket from him, $94,000. U.S. Olympic warm-up suit for $76,000 that he wore during the 1956 Melbourne Summer Games in Australia. Pretty crazy, right? That's a lot of money. They said a jersey from Bryant's rookie season sold for $3.69 million with collectibles marketplace golden in May of last year. And I talked about Diego Maradona's Hand of God uniform has already secured a $5 million bid at Sotheby's. People want that shit, man. They do. They'll spend money on it. And Amazon Prime has secured a deal with the WNBA Seattle Storm to broadcast roughly 30 games to customers throughout Washington State. It makes Prime Video one of the first streaming services to hold local broadcast rights with an WNBT. And Friday night, so the Yankee game, Lanker was driving back, and if you were not in the local market where you got the Yankee game, and Carlos Beltran's doing the game, and I like him. I think he brings a different element to the game. He's played the game. He's a big dude. He turned 45 today. You could see in his suit, his arms were bulging out. Still a big dude. A little chunky, but big dude. And so Friday night, they had the Yes Crew on Amazon. But if you were local, that's the only place you could watch it. And people were saying, wait a minute, I pay for Yes, I pay for cable, and then I got to pay extra to get like 30 Yankee games this year on Apple TV on one service or Prime on another. And if you're out of market, you don't get it on an MLB package, but there's another MLB package. And it's like, you know what, you're trying to get it more to the masses. Someone brought up the MLB, trying to be exposed, make it easier for people to watch. Football's not that hard to watch a goddamn game, but baseball, good God. So if you're out of market, you couldn't even watch a game Friday night, which is bullshit. And, that's what they keep making. They're getting, you have to, it's a la carte sports. It's a la carte sports. And it's bullshit, man. I mean, you pay for cable, but that's not enough. Now you got to pay for a streaming service to watch a game. Get the fuck out of here. And it's under 62 games, I understand. But really, I mean, you're trying to bring more revenue in because you guys aren't making enough goddamn money. Meanwhile, you're locked out this season, and you're complaining about, we pay guys $30 million, and other guys have to, we're trying to keep guys under contract forever, and the money situation is ridiculous because all it is about more revenue. We're going to put stuff on the uniforms. We're going to do packages with Apple TV, with Prime TV. We're going to do all this and that and make it so it's not as accessible as it should be. And you want to keep fans watching the sport, not make it harder for them to access these games. And that to me is ridiculous. If I didn't live in New York, I'd be pissed off. I can't watch this game. That's what that was like when I was overseas. I couldn't watch anything. I had no control. Hey, listen, you don't realize until you move out of market what it's like. And it sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, Yankees are going for the sweep today. I did not like what they were doing. The Mets split the first two games. They lost yesterday 5-2. But Michael King on Friday for the Yankees struck out 8 in 3 innings, 7 in a row, and Judge hit 2 home runs, his 7th multi-homer game since 2021. Yeah, and the Cleveland Guardians is never going to say. It's just not a good name. I think they could have a better name, but not a good name for them. And Torres yesterday, 6th walk-off hit since 2018, tied for most in Major League Baseball since 2018. Congrats to him. But the shit at the end of the game was ridiculous. Steve Kwan got into it. He ran hard on a ball that they came to checking him, and then Oscar Mercado pointed the stands, and center fielder Miles Straw climbed the chain link fence and left, and he got in the face, one fan face to face, which is disgusting. And he said, worst fan base on the planet. Terry Francona said, I don't think people can throw stuff at our players on the field. That's never going to be okay. No, it's never going to be okay. And Kiner Falefa, in his first season with the Yankees, said, I love the atmosphere, I love the fans, I love everything about them, but we win with class. Yes, win with class, guys. Don't do that shit. Yeah, and Taiwan Walker is expected to come off the injured list and to start Friday or Saturday against the Phillies in the next homestand, according to Buck Showalter. That'll help them. You got Max Scherzer pitching well. How about the Rays had a no-no going to the 10th, lost the no-no, lost the lead, and had to win in the bottom of the 10th. Kevin Kiermaier said, dreamed of hitting a walk-off home run for a long time now. To do it in front of a Saturday crowd at the Trop is a moment I will never forget, and I will cherish it forever. Love this organization, city, everything. What a night. I agree. That's awesome. And they won today. They beat 5-2. They beat the Sox today. And I love this. So this guy, J.J. Cooper, posted this. He said, have heard from a couple of scouts who have found a problem with faster minor league baseball games. If they are doubling up, have coverage of both teams, there's often not enough time to write all the notes from one play before the next one happens. Good, because the game takes too goddamn long. I'm sorry, it's sped up. Well, I love the pitch count. I love the pitch count. I love it so. It is awesome that they have a pitch count. The pitch count makes everything go fast. These games take forever. I mean, games start at 1:30. Are they even over yet? So we're an 8-0 game. Is the Yankee game finished? It is now the 10-2, top of the ninth. They're still playing. So Yankees got some more runs. So LeMahieu, I saw hit a home run. Oh, LeCastro homered. LeMahieu homered. Connor Falifa had a sac fly. Gallo finally got some hits. He sucks. Rizzo hit a home run. Rizzo's been playing well, man. I think that was Rizzo's 5th home run of the season. Rizzo's been playing good ball, man. Yeah, Rizzo hit his. LeMahieu hit his 2nd. Rizzo hit his 5th. LeCastro hit his 1st. LeMahieu has 7 RBIs. Rizzo has 12. LeMahieu 3 for 4 today. He's 333. Judge is hitting 263. He got a hit. LeCastro, pinch hitter. Rizzo's hitting 250. Donald's hitting 182. Torres is hitting 227. He's 2 for 3 today. Thank God. Hicks is 273. And Gallo, again, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts. This guy strikes out all the. Gallo's been a strikeout machine. Yeah. Last 7 days, he's had 16 at bats, 8 strikeouts. Yeah, that's good. Guy strikes out way too much. This year he has 19 strikeouts and 44 at bats. Wow. 15 games, he's striking out once a day, at least. Not good. And Cabrera, what a season. 33rd with 3,000 hits. So they said he plans to call it quits after his 8-year, $248 million contract expires, that he signed in 2014, expires after next season. And he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to make $32 million this season and next. He's earned $353 million over a 19-year career. 11-time All-Star, 4-time batting champion, won the Triple Crown in 2012. He had home runs for his 1,000th and 2,000th career hit. They did lose the World Series with the Tigers. They haven't won a title, but he did win 2003 with the Marlins. And they haven't made the postseason since 2014. And how about Wander Franco for the Rays? 43 straight games last season where he got on base. He's tied, as of Wednesday, for the Major League lead with 20 hits, 7 multi-hit games, 4 3-hit games, and 7 doubles. And they beat the Cubs 2 out of 3 this week. Yeah, he's awesome. He is having a season. And they won today 5-2. I wanted to see what he did today. Yeah, Islanders lost 5-2 to the Hurricanes. And the Oilers lost 5-2 to the Blue Jackets. I'm trying to find it. Blue Jays and Astros are tied at 5. How much of the game Friday night? They lost to the Blue Jays. Yeah. Rays are now 9-7. And Franco went 0 for 3, but he got on base. So he got on base today. He's in 349. And Franco this year is 349, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Whew, he's a hell of a player. Hell of a player. And how about this? John Means, who was the starter on opening day, he's going to need Tommy John surgery. He's going to be out the rest of the year. 29 on Sunday, was the opening day starter. Made 2 starts this year with a 3.38 ERA in 8 innings. All-star in 2019. He went 6-9 with a 3.62 ERA last season, throwing a no-hitter against the Mariners on May 5th. Nearly had a perfect game, as the only Mariner to reach base came at a wild pitch on strike 3. So that's going to hurt. But, you know, they might have, the former Black Knight might be pitching for them. You know, so Matt Harvey could be starting for them very, very soon. And the Cubs yesterday, 21-0 over the Pirates. The Cubs scored 21 runs. The Reds have 20 runs in the last 10 games. 21-0. That shouldn't happen in a baseball game at all. Panthers won their 13th game over the Leafs on yesterday. 3-2 over the Leafs in overtime. Matthews backed after 3 games, went scoreless. The Wild beat the Kraken Friday night 6-3. Matt Beniers scored to extend his point streak to 5 games, 3 goals, 2 assists in 5 games. The first rookie to begin his NHL career with points in 5 consecutive games since Ty Smith of Jersey did it last year for the Devils last year. And I think they played last night, and I was checking on it. I was watching a lot of MMA stuff, so I was kind of like a little out of it. Yeah, we watched MMA on Friday and Saturday, but I'm trying to find hockey last night. I think the Kraken played on Saturday. The Kraken, and they were losing. Ducks lost. Yes, they lost 3-2 to the Stars, and that ended his point scoring streak because he did not score. Yeah, no points last night. So the 5-game, but Beniers is playing well. Congrats to him. And Barcelona women set an all-time attendance record in their win over Wolfsburg, 91,000 plus in their 5-1 win over Wolfsburg in the first leg of their Champions League semifinal. They usually play at 6,000-seater Estade Johan Cruyff at the club's training ground, but the demand was so high that they went to Camp Nou. How about that? Yeah, Wolfsburg coach Tommy Struth was pessimistic about his team's chances of beating the undefeated Barca women, stating Barca fans can book their tickets for the final. Yeah. And the NWS National Women's Soccer League Orlando Pride will wear space-themed away kits for the next 2 seasons. They're inspired by NASA's Artemis Lunar Exploration Program, which has a mission to put the first woman of color on the moon in 2025. Congrats to them. The Jets, they said, Deebo Samuel is the guy they might go after. And Joe Douglas on the Michael Kay show said if he sees greatness in Zach Wilson, I 100% see greatness. Says Wilson went through the ringer early in the year, rallied at the end. That gives a lot of hope. Yeah, okay. And Kadarius Toney on the trading block. I asked. So Rob is a huge Jets fan, season ticket holder, and I said, "What do you say?" He said, "Listen, we got to see what happens next season. What do you think record-wise?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, I said, "You had a rough year." He goes, "I don't know what's going to happen. It could be worse. It could be Kadarius Toney, the 20th pick in the draft. There were red flags about him in college at Florida, and they're putting him on the trading block. He has opted not to take part of the team's voluntary offseason program under new coach Brian Dable, which, I saw someone post, saying how, the team looks better, and he's, with rah-rah during the mini camp, but I saw the same thing with Joe Judge when he started. So until he gets a game, they say, well, he's been a successful coach. He's been a successful assistant coach. Never been a head coach before. He's never coached a head coach. And, great, he's at Alabama, and he's been great with Josh Allen and all this stuff. But push comes to shove. It's a lot different being the head coach than the assistant coach. Head coach takes all of the brunt of it. So we shall see. And now we'll see if Kadarius Toney will not be a Cowboy. He had 39 catches, 420 yards, no touchdowns. Had a great game against the Cowboys, but then was ejected for throwing a punch. What do you have, 10 catches in a game, like almost 180 yards? But other than that, listen, not good for Gettleman. You can bring a guy in at 20 and you're trying to get rid of him already. Not good at all. Yeah, not good at all. And the league, NFL wants the Brian Flores thing. They want, there should be no public case at all. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that always works well, I think, yeah. So let's just, it's a bunch of bullshit. I guess they're trying to call it like should be dismissed for failure to state a claim upon which relief can be granted. Shit was happening. And there were teams that passed them over. I don't think it can go away that quickly, but we shall see. And now the Titans the Tennessee lawmakers approved a record $52.8 billion budget on Thursday, including $500 million in bonds for a new Tennessee Titans stadium. It's slated to open in 2026, the 1.7 million square foot dome stadium, which could host major sporting events. They want to get a Super Bowl. It's going to cost between $1.9 billion and $2.2 billion. Also, Final Four, stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. The Adams family will contribute $700 million. So in December 2020, Susie Adams Smith sold her 1/3 stake to family members, increasing Amy Adams Strunk's ownership to 50%. Metro Nashville will add another $700 million to the state's $500 million. It will require $55 million in annual payments. Oh, so the Titans considered upgrades at Nissan Stadium, but also looked at building a new home due to the rising costs. The team's lease requires the city to pay for maintenance. Who knows? It's crazy. Oh, and I love this. So an AFC exec on Kenny Pickett, we said NFL drafts this Thursday. I'm trying to get a watch it with Harris. Harris said possibly. Well, Harris, make it permanently to happen. Said about Kenny Pickett, if you had to pick a motherfucker to play right now, it's Pickett, but he doesn't have any goddamn upside. This was from Tom Pelissero. I love this. Yeah, he's the guy now, but no upside. So he'll play right now, but he's not really going to do it. Wow. I laughed my ass off when I saw that. I just was like, that was funny. And then I was watching last night, Jessica Andrade versus Amanda Lemos. They're both from Brazil. I never saw, so Andrade got a standing arm triangle. I never saw someone choke someone out standing. And Andrade got the win in the first round. Standing arm and just was choking her out. I never saw that before. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. That was crazy. It was crazy to watch. I was like, holy shit, that was bananas. That was freaking bananas. So Steve Kerr was asked between periods how to defend Jokic. Just pray. Nuggets led after one quarter, 26-21. But that's the thing. He's going to have to carry the load the whole way through. Let's see if I missed anything else. Yeah, crazy. Debo Samuel, someone at a nightclub had to sign up for him to stay at a club, like with those bottles and all that shit. But they said they have to go after. Yeah, they said some guy played like a Jet said, what keeps getting lost in the fight over whether the Jets should offer the number 10 pick for Debo Samuel if the 49ers trade him is what Joe Douglas thinks. If there's one art JD has mastered, it's knowing value. As with Hill, if JD doesn't offer a 10, it's because he believes it's not necessary. I agree. I don't know. I don't know if he's worth that high a draft pick. I think you get a young guy that could come in and get the job done. I don't think they should be. I mean, they got a lot of holes they have to fill right now, and I don't know if that's the way to go about it. Yeah, I don't know. Seventh, they're going for the 7th series sweep. The Warriors under Kerr and Talladega today, which is always a lot of crashes. Yeah, and Alex Caruso was out, got hit in the face. AJ Griffin, Wendell Carter Jr., Banchero. I think 4 guys from Duke have declared for the draft. And AJ Griffin is said going to go top 10, projected top 10 pick. Yeah, and Eloy Jimenez carted off the field with a right hamstring tear, I heard. He's going to be out 2 months. That's not going to be good. Embiid with the surgery, he's going to wait till after the season. And today, thank you, Justin Kabatko. On this day in 1994, David Robinson scored a career-high 71 points in his season finale, passing Shaq to win the NBA scoring title. He had 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and is the only player in NBA history to record a 70-point, 10-rebound, 5-assist game. How about that? Last game of the season, 71 points to overtake the scoring lead. And this sucks. Sarah Schultz, she committed suicide. She was a star, track and cross-country star at Wisconsin. And I guess she was suffering depression. 21, they found her, she died on April 15th. Terrible. Yeah. I'm sorry, April 13th. Died by suicide on April 13th. Balancing athletics, academics, and the demands of everyday life overwhelmed her in a single desperate moment, the family said. Like you, we were shocked and grief-stricken while holding on tightly all that Sarah was. You know what? The pandemic really affected a lot of people. And kids especially, they weren't around other people, and not everybody handled it the same way. And I feel terrible for this girl. She was a hell of an athlete. And when I read this, I was like, that sucks. That really sucks. I was like, that is terrible. I saw that. I was like, ugh. I saw those news. I was like, depression is a serious thing, man. It is no bullshit. And Ty France for the Mariners, most times on base in the American League. Him and J.P. Crawford are tied at 29. Steve Kwan is 26 times for Cleveland. Ty France is having a hell of a season for Seattle. I was like, because I don't see it. Yeah, fourth hit of the game last night. He has 14 RBIs. Only Jose Ramirez has more in the American League. Jose Ramirez for the Guardians has been on fire. And now it looks like his contract, he's going to outplay that. Zegras, congrats on getting that. Joe Stewart, what a game. Yeah, Jimenez is going to be out quite a while. And Jazz Star doesn't mince words when asked about his team's playoff chances. Fuck the talk. Okay, cool, man. You speak your truth. Yeah. Well, actually, one of the USFL game yesterday, they had fans there. They had some fans there, so congrats to that. And Siakam called out Embiid, saying, at the end of the day, it's all fake toughness. Yeah, Javi Bing agrees. I don't think he's a big fan of, he's never been a fan of Embiid. He thinks he's causes a lot of problems. And, injuries with the fighting and all that stuff and the flopping and all that stuff. He says, I respect the game, but I don't respect the person, which I hear. Tatum had 39 last night. He got some big plays last night. Rays got the win. Utah beat Dallas by 1. Bogdanovich had 12. Gobert had 17 and 15 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell had 23. Clarkson had 25 off the bench. Bullock had 11. Brunson had 23. And Doncic, first game back, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. They lost by a point. But that's the thing, too. The bench only got Not a lot of points off the bat. Kleber had 3 points, I think. Yeah. Not gonna. You need to step up. Need to step up, my friend. Need to step up. And Jazz outscored by 15 to the third, and that didn't happen. Yeah, now they're talking about Furry and Ngannou hybrid bout. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And they took away got my pictures. Yeah, I was like, God damn. And I thought about that. I'm like, so Michigan said, where are you going to post it? I go, I don't know. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. Yeah. In the early game, Doncic was the only player that was in double figures. Doncic was the only player in double figures. Yeah. Trevor Keel's entering that. I think every Duke, the starting five, every guy is going to go pro. Yeah. The Yankee fans were idiots. Yeah. There's a good picture right here. Yankee fans are idiots. Classless. And Ro Torrance commits the Sun Devils after seeing action in 10 games as a backup in 2021. Good for him. Yeah, John Means out for the season. Cabrera got his 3,000. Congrats to Cabrera. Barnes was Rookie of the Year. Austin Matthews returning. I talked about him. Yeah, I didn't know what the Bengal bouts were, but that is boxing bouts at Notre Dame. I didn't know what that was. And SMU guard Kendrick Davis is going to Memphis, so that's a big pickup for Penny Hardaway. That's going to be a good pickup for him. He's going to help out Memphis a lot. He had a great season for SMU. Chris Paul's getting it done. But they don't have Devin Booker now. The Packers, Jets, and Lions have shown interest in trading for Deebo Samuel. We'll see what they're going to offer. Rutgers extend the contract of Pat Dobbs, the athletic director, through June 2028. Terrell Edmonds has come back to the Steelers on a one-year contract. Brady restructured his contract, $9 million in cap space. Agrees to restructure his 2022 contract. Good for him. Colts talking to T.Y. Hilton about bringing him back. Lowry hurt his hamstring, but says he's not going to miss any games. Cam Goodwin was a transfer from Central Florida, is going to go to Michigan. Okay, I saw that. I was like, oh, good for him, man. Yeah, the Heat's. And then somebody ran on the court yesterday at the Grizzlies, these animal protesters. She was on, and first, Darius Butler said a good point. How'd they get such great seats? How'd they get such great seats? And then I saw someone, I forget which game it was yesterday, it might have been the Yankee game, someone dipping his hot dog in a beer and eating it. No, you don't dip your hot dog in a beer. Disgusting. Freaking disgusting. But yeah, a fan jumped up and Darius Butler, how do these protesters get such great seats at basketball games? Yeah, Ramirez is having a hell of a run. And I saw that, wait, who's the Bengal coach? Joey Burrow yesterday was at, Burrow was trying to get a 5-star recruit quarterback to come to LSU. He was down at Baton Rouge yesterday. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Seeing if I missed anything else. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Oh, and Calipari said he's working to bring Shaden Sharp back to Kentucky after the draft. Okay. Good luck with that. I don't think it's happening, but good luck. And Tyler Harrell is transferring from Louisville to Bama. He brings speed. He put up numbers. He's got a lot of speed. He averaged 29.1 yards per reception last year for the Cardinals, and 6 of his 18 receptions went for touchdowns, and 9 went for at least 30 yards. And he can do kick return too. They got him and Burden. So they brought him. He's the 5th joiner joining Jermaine Burden. So they're bringing speed with them right now, which is pretty good. And somebody brought up a good point about, football, they if they clinch early and then they rest their starters, usually hurts them in the playoffs. And hockey, no. They said, hey, you can get injured in practice, carry on playing, carry on winning. You want to stay sharp going to the playoffs. I agree with that. Rangers lost yesterday, too, to the Bruins. I think Kreider had a assist. And Jay Wright said, I didn't have the edge that I always had. If that's you don't have it, you don't have it. And Logan Ryan is filing a grievance against the Giants said $3 million dispute over guaranteed salary he is owed after release. Yeah, crazy. Oh yeah, and I guess Colin Cowherd questioned Kyler Murray's his work ethic. Yeah, whatever. And Robert Lerner is going to have, for the Golden Knights, season-ending surgery on knee injury suffered in early March. Youch. That's crazy. All right, I don't got much left. Okay, so let's get to some trivia questions. I don't think I missed anything else. Oh, my phone, it was off. It was off, so there is no. I was checking to see. I put my put this to sleep. Ty France hit a 4th home run of the week for the Mariners. Crazy. Ruling out a healthy Ben Simmons for Game 4. This is Billy Reinhart. Essentially concedes a loss and turns a 1-4 series into a 1-3. Yeah, well, they come on. They weren't coming back. Yeah, they weren't expecting a facial elimination. Ben Simmons will not play for the Nets in Game 4, so he's done. Yeah, so that's it. I didn't think they were going to bring him back for one game. So that's it. End of story. Goodbye. Best of luck. See you later. Sayonara. Adios. Adios, adios, adios. Did I miss anything today? Yeah, Nash. Won't wonder if Kyrie got vaccinated. Who cares? Yankees up security. Dukes Griffin, 5th Blue Devil to enter NBA draft. 5th. So 5 Dukies are going. AJ Griffin. You got him. Sophomore Mark Williams. Freshman Paolo Banchero. Wendell Moore Jr. and 6'5" guard Trevor Keels. So they said Keels could come back, and I think Keels could come back, but good. John Shire, he got the number 1 recruiting class next year. Best of luck on that front. All right, let's get to trivia. I got a headache. All right. Bing, bing, bing. All right. Last show trivia question was, and Scott got this right away. Text me. He said, I didn't even need to look it up. Okay. Which former baseball player was exactly 3,000 hits for his MLB career? That he got 3,000 hits. Roberto Clemente was delivering food to Nicaragua. Massive earthquake there. He got killed in a plane crash and never played another game again. What a career. And yeah, Roberto Clemente. That really sucks. He was a good guy. Very good. Roberto Clemente was Puerto Rican? I don't want to bash. Yep, Puerto Rico. Where also Carlos Beltran's from. Today's trivia question: oldest NBA player to score 50 points in a playoff game. Oldest NBA player to score 50 points in a playoff game. All right, I want to send my love to Michigan, my parents. We went at dinner for my mom's birthday. Happy 80. Ma, you're great. And Bear, Mom and Dad, Bear was so goddamn funny. Send my best to Daba. Harris, sorry about today. We came back to the city. We hit all this traffic in a parade. Bill, I got to talk to you. And Hal always cracks me up. Bumbles has been kind of quiet lately. Gumbo Chef is back from Texas. And Rhonda, I talked to her. She's doing well. And Scott, thanks for being concerned about me. I appreciate that. Scott, you're a good dude. Good dude. Teddy, as always. And Lynn, I owe you a phone call. I'll give you a call probably tomorrow. And everybody have a great day, all right? Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Adios, and have a super duper duper day.